Very good morning to everyone. So yesterday we are discussed about some 10 questions right from that NEET question paper. So today I am going to continue from that questions. So you see next question. So which of the following carbocation is expected to be more stable? Right. So here four options are given. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. Four options are given. You see now here NO2 given. All compounds have NO2. Now NO2 given, NO2 substitution percent, right? So generally NO2 means what? NO2 means generally minus I effect, NO2 minus I effect. Now here plus charge percent, right? So generally that minus I effect plus charge destabilizing, right? Always that minus I effect, that means minus I group plus charge destabilizing the. Here which one is near to the that NO2? Here this one very near. Why? Because same carbons substitution percent as well as that positive charge. Here also like the here substitution not important. Here Y given, that is not important. You see that positive character as well as that NO2 group. So here first one is very far away from that NO2, right? Here positive charge given, that far away that NO2. Here same carbon having that NO2 as well as positive. Here also same, but here meta position having that positive charge. So compared to this three, now this one very far away that positive charge. That's why this is a more stable compared to this three, right? The next question, which of the following is correct with respect to minus I effect of the substituent, right? So here R equal to alkyl compound. Alkyl means either methyl, ethyl, propyl, right? Anyone. So which of the following is correct with respect to minus I effect of the substituent? Here four options are given. You see that four options. So NH2 greater than or greater than minus F, fluorine. Now 2 NR2 less than or less than fluorine. Here third one NH2 less than or less than F. Here NR2 greater than or greater than fluorine, right? So four options are given. Here generally electronegativity increases, what about that minus I effect? Minus I effect also increases, right? That is very important. Once electronegativity of atoms or group increases, corresponding minus I effect also increases, right? So here fluorine has more electronegativity compared to here OR and NH2. So fluorine is dominating that compared to that OR and the NH2 and the NR2, right? So fluorine is more electronegativity compared to all. That's why this is more minus I effect compared to this compounds. So next one, a OR given, OR and NH ammonium given. Now NR2 given, right? NR2. So compared to these three compounds, now O is more electronegativity compared to nitrogen. So that's why OR is next minus I effect, right? So here fluorine given. So fluorine is more electronegativity compared to that OR. That's why fluorine is more minus I effect, right? Here NR2 given, here NH2 given, right? So compared to here NR2 and NH2, here R means what? Alkyl group, either methyl or ethyl, right? So methyl means what? Here plus I effect, this one. So plus I effect means that is destabilizing of that minus I effect. That's why that NR2 also not possible. Now NH2 is next option of ours, right? So fluorine greater than or greater than NH2. This is order of minus I effect in case of this question, right? Now third one is right option. Okay, question number 13. So in the reaction, so phenol given plus CHCl3 plus NaOH equal to here what? Here aldehyde substitution phenol given, right? So the electrophile involved is in this reaction. What type of electrophile involved? So here four options are given, right? You see dichloromethyl anion and formyl cation, dichloromethyl cation, dichlorocarbene. So these are four options. So which electrophile involved that reaction? So generally here you see this reaction. Now CHCl3 given in presence of base, right? First of all, this base react to this CH3Cl. Now I am writing structure. Now this one CH, Cl, now Cl, Cl. So here this all has electronegativity group. Now chlorine has more electronegativity. That's why this acting as minus I effect. Minus I effect. All are acting minus I effect. So once this all are minus I effect, now this carbon become less electronegativity. That's why this hydrogen is more acidic hydrogen, right? So that's why this base taking this hydrogen to give what? C, Cl, Cl, Cl and minus, right? So now like that will form. Next one, in presence of heat, now this is one chlorine coming out, we will get finally CCl2 radical formation. Now this is one of the neutral electrophile. Now this electrophile involved in Riemann-Diemann reaction. That is generally this reaction as Riemann-Diemann reaction. So this dichlorocarbon is involved in this reaction, right? So fourth option is right option. Okay. You see next question. Carboxylic acids have higher boiling points than aldehyde, ketone and even alcohol. Aldehyde, ketones and even alcohol of comparable molecular mass. It is due to their. So generally carboxylic acid is higher boiling points than aldehyde, ketone, even alcohol. Why? So here four important options are that options here. More extensive association of carboxylic acid via van der Waals force of attraction. That is one point. Next one, formation of carboxylate ion. So third one, formation of intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Fourth one, formation of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So here four options are given. Why carboxylic acid has more binding point compared to aldehyde, ketones and alcohol. So here two important factors are there, right? So you see now these factors. So carboxylic acid I am writing here, carboxylic acid, right? So generally compared to that ketone, now ketone I am taking here aldehyde and ketone and alcohol. Now these are, so first factor is, two important factors are there. First factor is compared to this aldehyde, ketone and alcohol. Now this one more molecular mass, that is first molecular mass, that is first factors. So that's why that boiling point is more compared to that ketone, aldehyde and alcohol. Next important factor is very important, this one. So hydrogen bonding. Here intermolecular hydrogen bonding takes place. Now this is more strong bond, so that's why become this carboxylic acid as more boiling point, right? So first factor is this is molecular mass as more compared to ketone, aldehyde and alcohol. Second factor is this is more strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding compared to that ketone, alcohol and aldehyde, right? This is the next question. Which of the following ions exhibit DD transition and paramagnetism as well? So which of the compound here DD transition as well as paramagnetic? So here manganese O4 minus given, chromium 2 O7 2 minus given, chromium O4 2 minus given, manganese MnO4 2 minus given. So these are four options. So which one has DT transition as well as paramagnetic? We should know about that electronic configuration of that metals. Next one, you should calculate oxidation state of that metals. Then only you know how many electrons present in that metal, right? So you see now having 4NO4 minus. Now electronic configuration of manganese. Electronic configuration of manganese 3D5 4s2, right? 3d5 4s2. So totally 7 valence electrons are present. So you see now that calculate that oxidation state. So you take x. So how many oxygens are there? 4 oxygens are there. So oxygen charges -2. So 4 into 2 minus 8 equal to here 1 minus charge percent. You write -1. Right. Next one x equal to -1 plus 8. So x equal to +7. So oxidation state of that manganese +7. Manganese has +7 oxidation state. So there is no electrons present in valence electron. That's why 0 electrons. So here D 0. That's why there is no D transitions. Right. Next one Cr2O7 2 minus. In Cr2O7 2 minus, so electron configuration of that Cr, now chromium 3d4 4s2, right? 3d4 4s2. Now this one 6 valence electron. Now you write oxidation state of that chromium. Now x 2x. Why? Because 2x means here 2 chromium present, 2x. Now a minus, how many oxygens are present? 7 means 14 equal to -2. So you write 2x equal to -2 plus 14. Now you write 2x equal to plus 12. Right. So plus 12%. So how many valence electrons are? 6 electrons. 6 electrons are present. Right. So 6 electron and 2 what? 2 chromium present. That's why totally 12 electron. Here oxidation state also plus 12. Valence electron also 12. So both are cancel it. So D equal to 0. Right. Finally here also there is no electron present in chromium. That's why here also DT transition not possible. DT transition not possible in Cr2O7 2 minus. Right. So this is also not correct answer. Right. The next one CrO4 2 minus given. So here also you write electronic configuration. Now D4S2 3D4 4S2. Right. So you write oxidation state. Now x minus here 4. Now 4 oxygen percent, you write 8 equal to -2. Right. -2 plus 8. Now x equal to plus 6. So electronic configuration also valence electron 6. Now this oxidation state also 6. So both are cancel it. Finally become D0. Right. D0. So here also DD transition not present. Right. Now this is also not correct. So last one is MnO4 2 minus. Right. So you write electronic configuration of manganese. Now D5S2. So 3D5 4S2. Now 3D5 4S2. Total valence electron 7. So you write oxidation state of that manganese. Now x minus here 8 minus 2. Right. So x equal to -2 plus 8. You write x equal to plus 6. So here oxidation state is plus and this one 7. Right. 7. So 7 and minus you get +1. So 1 electron present. That's why you write D1 electron configuration present in MnO4 2 minus. MnO4 2 minus. So here only 1 electron present. That's why this one paramagnetic. Right. Next one, in presence of 1 electron, here DD transition is possible. DD transition is possible. So fourth one is correct option in this question. Right. So which of the following ions exhibit DD transition and paramagnetic as well? So here 1, 2, 3, 4 3 options are not possible. Why? Because there is no d orbital. All are D0 and D0. So this has only 1 electron present. That electron transition to other d orbital. So here DD transition is possible. So this become paramagnetic. Why? Because only one electrons are present, that is become paramagnetic, right? The next question, iron carbonyl. Iron carbonyl FeCO5 is this trinuclear, mononuclear, tetranuclear, dinuclear. So here four options are given. Which nuclear, which compound, which type of molecule is one, which type of compound. So here generally how many atoms are present? Only one iron atoms are present. Whenever only one means that is comes under mono, right? Two means di. For example, I am writing Fe2CO9, Fe2CO9. Here two ions are present. Now this one dinuclear. Why? Because two atoms, two metals present, that's why this compound become dinuclear. But here only one metals are present, that's why this FeCO5 is mononuclear. So this is a right option, right? Next question, the type of isomerism shown by the complex COCl2 ethylene diamine 2 is. The type of isomerism shown by the complex COCl2 ethylene diamine 2 is. Ethylene diamine 2 is. So ionization isomerism, coordination isomerism, geometrical isomerism, and linkage isomerism. Now these are four options are given, right? So here not possible ionization isomerism and linkage isomerism. So you see coordination isomerism and geometrical isomerism. So COCl2 ethylene diamine 2 given, right? So this ethylene diamine is bidentate ligand. Now Cl2 chlorine is monodentate ligand. So you write structure of that compound. I am writing like that. So here cobalt, right? Cobalt, and now here ethylene diamine N and N. So because it dinuclear compound, you write here also ethylene diamine. Now this one chlorine, one chlorine atoms, right? So this structure one. Next structure you write same compound I am writing here. Now cobalt, right? Cobalt, here nitrogen and nitrogen percent. Next one here also nitrogen. Now you write like that. Now here one chlorine percent. Sorry, it's not possible. One chlorine, right? So same molecular formula and different structure. So this type of compound comes under geometrical isomerism. This type of compound comes under geometrical isomerism, right? So this is the right option, right? Third one is right option in this question. So you see next question, the geometry and magnetic behavior of complex NiCO4 are. The geometry and magnetic behavior of complex NiCO4R. NiCO4R. So here four options are given. So first one is square planar geometry of the paramagnetic, and tetranuclear geometry and diamagnetic. Third one square planar geometry and diamagnetic. Fourth one tetrahedral geometry and paramagnetic. Now these are the four options are given. So NiCO4 given, right? So what is electronic configuration of that nickel? Now 3d8 4s2, 3d8 4s2, right? So 3d8 4s2, you write that electronic configuration. Now I am writing like that. Now this one d orbital, 3d orbital, this one 4s orbital, now this one 4d orbit, sorry 4p, now this one 4s, now this one 3d orbital. So you fill this electron 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 electron. Now this one 2 electron, right? So here that carbonyl given, generally carbonyl as what? Carbonyl as strong ligand. So because of carbonyl strong ligand, now this 2 electron pair to this 3d orbital. So become, you will get, you write like that. Now 1 2 3 4 5 electrons, 6 7 8. So because of this strong ligand, now this electron also move to this 3d orbital. So you will get like that. So become this orbital is vacant, right? So this 4 carbonyls approaching like that, right, like that. So finally we will get this one s orbital, this one p orbital. So finally we will get sp3 hybridization, sp3 hybridization. Now sp3 hybridization means what? Tetrahedral, tetrahedral, right, tetrahedral. So NiCO4 is tetrahedral. So next one is, here there is no unpaired electrons, all electrons are paired. That's why this one become diamagnetic. That's why this compound become diamagnetic. So NiCO4 tetrahedral as well as diamagnetic, right. So here you see now second option, tetrahedral geometry and diamagnetic. So second option is right option, right. So these are the important questions from NEET 2018 question, right. So if you like this video, please like and share your friends, right. Thank you.